Hello, I'm Krista, and our group will present to you information regarding the cognitive theory. I will begin by sharing the historical and foundational aspects of the cognitive theory. The cognitive theory has both philosophical and psychological foundations. The philosophical foundations date back as far as 400 BC with Plato's idealism, which is based on the premise that reality only consists of the spirit and the mind. Furthermore, Descartes, in his 17th century philosophy would build on Plato's concept of innate knowledge. Descartes' concept of I think, therefore I am demonstrates the emphasis of logical thought and process. However, as an educator, I would like to focus on the psychological foundation of the cognitive theory. Wilhelm Wundt, the founder of experimental psychology, was the first to research the cognitive structures involved in mental processing. Though not considered a cognitive theorist, Wundt formulated a basis for cognitive research and development. According to Wundt, human experiences first consist of measurable mental functions such as awareness, reaction, and perception. Thus, Wundt described, in essence, an internal construction under the direction of central self-control processes. Now, that approach, also known as the structuralist approach, will eventually evolve into the cognitive concepts of executive monitor and structure. Now, let's look at definitions of first cognitive, then theory. We're going to kind of break them down, or I'm going to kind of break them down. And to focus on that first definition of a cognitive, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, it is defined as of, relating to, being, or involving conscious intellectual activity or process, or what I would say, processes such as thinking, reasoning, and remembering. And as I've gone through this research, that's one thing that is the overlying theme of cognitive theories, is that processing. Now, looking at the first definition of theory, a plausible or scientifically accepted general principle of body, a plausible or scientifically accepted general principle or body of principle offered to explain a phenomenon. Now, let's put this together. As my teammates present, you will notice that the cognitive theory has several branches, such as, but not limited to, social cognitive theory, cognitive load theory, cognitive development theory, which has and these theories are what I would say the branches of the cognitive theory have the same, have the following basic concepts: that they explore the depths of minds from the perspective of process, interaction between mental components and the information that is processed through the complex complex network, our mind, brain doing that processing. And as individuals learn, they actively create cognitive structures which determine their concept of self and that environment. And that bullet goes back to that definition we looked at with cognitive. That processing of thinking, reasoning, remember, that environmental processing. And also, learning is viewed as only one of the many processes comprised by the human mind. Now, in looking at some main assumptions. Now, in summary, cognitive theory is an approach to psychology that attempts to explain human behavior by understanding thought processes. The assumption of cognitive theory is that thoughts are the primary determinants of emotion and behavior. Information processing is a common description of these mental processes, and theorists compare the way the human mind functions to a computer. Some other assumptions is cognitive processes influence what we learn. People are selective about what they mentally process and learn. Meaning and understanding are not derived directly from the environment. They are constructed by the learner. And again, that goes back to that definition. Constructed by that learner through thinking, reasoning, and remember. Prior knowledge plays an important role in learning. That's all I have for you. Thank you for your time and attention.